Monday afternoon, the safety rest stops on Interstate 30 at Cumby were opened. The new rest stops will replace the aging facilities in Franklin County that will be closed.
I guess in the more immediate future, one thing we've managed to put on the books for next year is the beginning of the construction of 2 new rest areas over in the Cumby area. The ones that we have near Mount Vernon are becoming old and inadequate. They do not have enough parking space to accommodate all the truck and car needs that we have. At nighttime, they become completely clogged up. The drive-through lanes are clogged up with trucks, and motorists have trouble getting in and out. And we have trouble, honestly, we have trouble maintaining those old facilities. So I'm looking forward to these new facilities. They're a new generation rest area that the Federal Highway Administration is funding. We have a number of them going in around the state, and it looks like we're closing in on the some property sales over in the Cumby area. We finally found an area that was near water and sewage treatment facilities and a community that was supporting of that, and it looks like that's going to come about. If we can purchase the property, they will probably begin construction next year.
Now, these are going to be full-service rest areas.
Yes, in fact, they will be a little bit better than what we've had in the past in that they are double facilities on each side. We'll have 2 men's restrooms, 2 women's restrooms. They will be probably totally enclosed from the weather, a little bit better than the ones we've had in the past. By the double facilities, we can close one for either maintenance or for reconstruction without inconveniencing the motorists, so I can keep it open. We're hoping to have parking places for as many as 50 trucks. We know that we cannot keep up with the total truck need along the interstate now. That's just such a high demand, but we'll have a better facility and try to separate the truck parking from the remaining parking so that your family travelers will have an opportunity to pull in and use the restrooms and take a short break. They'll be more aesthetic, and we're building them in a wooded area where they'll have walking trails where they can get out and walk their dogs, or just walk around and wake up. If you're on a long trip, sometimes drivers become sleepy. It'll give you a chance to jog or walk, and we'll have full security, 24-hour security at those places. But it'll be a very family-friendly environment.
Will this negate the rest areas close to Mount Vernon, or will they be continue to be utilized?
We will no longer use those as a full rest area. We will convert those into additional truck parking. That, again, because of the high need, we have installed some temporary truck parking areas at FM 499 near Cunby, and just overnight those things filled up and have shown us that there's not enough. So we're going to take advantage of every opportunity we can to create additional truck parking along the interstate route.
Good morning, everyone. I appreciate everybody making time to be at your new rest area facility. I really appreciate your time today. We have many distinguished guests joining us today. We have Representative Flynn here. Thank you, sir, for coming here and for your leadership. Your presence and your guidance has given a lot of guidance to our department. I really appreciate that. And Judge Newsom, I appreciate you being here today. Again, you're a great transportation partner with TxDOT, and appreciate your leadership. And I know the commissioners are here as well, and the judge will introduce them later on. I want to take this time to also introduce our staff members. We have Jesse Herrera. He's the area engineer for Hopkins County. He's back there. Tommy Henderson. He's the director of operations. Of course, we have our maintenance division here, and our James Stevenson, he's the deputy director of maintenance division. He's here. He has a few words to say, and he'll introduce his staff here in a short time. Also, our contractor Hayden's here. Matt, are you here? Matt's here. Of course, without them, this would not be possible. Great job, Hayden Incorporated. At this point, I'm going to ask Representative Flynn to say a few words.
Thank you. I thought I was going to start with a song there, the way it turned out. I'd have to get the judge here to help me do that. What an incredible event for us to have here today. And Commissioners, I know that y'all were very involved in working and making sure you work with TxDOT to make this happen, and I appreciate it. I want you to know it's great. For a person that spends their life on the highway, rest stops are good things. They really are, and I appreciate us that being able to have one right here in our own community, because it gives us a little bit more visibility, and the people that are traveling up and down, they find out what we're all about. But I am honored to be here, and thank you so much for all your hard work. And Judge Newsom, you're all our hero. Come on over. And I appreciate all the work that you do, and you make this a great county for us, and I do appreciate it. And I think he wants you to say a few words.
All right, and I am honored to be here today with Dan Flynn standing beside me. He's a great representative for our state and for our area. A couple of my commissioners are here today. Danny Evans is Commissioner Precinct 4, which this is in, so come on up here, Danny. And Wade Bartley, I believe, is here. Come on up, Wade. And actually, this thing started out several years ago, actually well before I was judge. Danny was still has been on the court for a long time, and he's from the beginning. So I want him to say just a couple of words about the background of this really quick, and yet tell us a little bit of how this thing came about, because it was more than 10 years ago that you were working on this, as I recall.
Actually, I believe it was before even I got on the court this concept started, and this spot was picked, and the land was acquired probably over 10 years ago. And it's taken a while to get the funding in place. TxDOT, you know, they've got lots of roads and lots of things to do, and so the funding was a little slow about getting here, but finally it came together. And I guess about how long ago did they start this?
2016.
2016. So it's been an ongoing process since then, and the court has worked together with TxDOT to the local TxDOT folks and try to get this thing going and keep it going. And we're awful proud that they chose Hopkins County. We appreciate it, the investment that has been made here, and I think it's going to be a great addition to Interstate 30 as far as safety, and it also showcases our county.
You know, I've been to a lot of rest stops around the state as I've traveled, and there's not one as attractive as this is a number one, and we want to thank TxDOT so much. Noel, thank you for the great job y'all done. All right, I'll turn it back over to you, Noel. And I wanted to, our sheriff is here. Would you like me to introduce? Come on up here, Sheriff, and our fire chief. Come on up here, Andy. This is Lewis Tatum, and he and his staff will be keeping a close eye on this place. Our fire chief here has also... Back over here. All right, I want to introduce Andy Ensley, our fire chief, our Sheriff Lewis Tatum, who have done a great job. There's still more to do. They'll be keeping an eye on this place as well. And we've got our new commissioners here. Come on up, Greg and Joe. They'll be taking office in January, so you'll have great responsibility along with them as well. So I'm not sure I covered everybody I needed to, but if I left you out, I apologize for that. But Noel, thank you so much for all TxDOT's doing, not just here, but in Hopkins County. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. I just wanted to say a few words about the rest area. As you all know, since 2013, there has been about 750 fatigue-related incidents on the I-30, and there has been 3 fatalities right here in the last 5 years that was related to fatigue. And this facility actually helps in that, provides a place to rest. As I was driving up here, I saw many 18-wheelers parked on the side of the road. Obviously, they'll be using this facility as well. If you look at the I-30 average daily traffic, there's about 31,000 cars a day on this highway. Out of that, a third are 18-wheelers. So if you can take some of those 18-wheelers off the road when they are fatigued, it's going to greatly improve safety. So it's another huge factor in terms of safety. At this point, I'm going to ask James Stevenson to come in and introduce his staff and say a few words about the rest of it.
Thank you, Noel. Thank you all for having me. I came up from Austin today. This is a big opening, and safety, of course, is one of TxDOT's top priorities, and that's what these rest areas are for. This rest area was in particular built with a Hopkins County theme. It takes in the meandering streams, the trees. You can see that on the outside landscaping that we've done. It continues inside in the lobby area where they have exhibits, and again, that theme is continued with the natural scenery from this area. As Noel pointed out, this is a very highly traveled area with a lot of fatigue-related incidents. So these safety rest areas, if you all remember when I was growing up as a kid in the 70s, you drive down the road and the rest area was kind of a place to jump out, take care of business, and jump back in the car and go. These rest areas are now set up to encourage you to walk around, to get your legs actually stretch your legs and get that road fatigue shaken off so you can get back on the road, drive safely, and not have an accident that endangers you, others, and your families. We have a playground, we've got a lobby area. The facility will be maintained and monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have a space for law enforcement, an office for law enforcement to use, so they can come in here. They can also get some rest from getting off the road, do any paperwork they need to do, and also keep an eye on the facility to keep it safe and the people who come here safe. I'm going to put, sorry I have to look at some of my notes, but this site was commissioned in 2016. The contract was awarded, and it was about $23,700,000 to build these two sites. Of course, there's the one across the road as well. But to me, that's a fantastic investment, because what kind of price can you put on a life? I can't think of one. So I think it was money well spent for the traveling public of Texas to travel safely through this area and make sure that nobody gets hurt. I have some of my hardworking staff, Stephen, Harrison, I think I got that right. These gentlemen helped design this facility. They were a part of it to make it, again, a safe place for the traveling public to stop, rest, enjoy some time with their family, and get off the road and get rid of that fatigue that, you know, we all feel. Sometimes we all get dazed, and this is a place to shake that off and get your mind straight. In addition, I have Richard and Wendy. They are part of my inspection staff. They will be coming through here regularly to make sure this site is maintained properly and that the investment that all of us as taxpayers of the state have put into this site is kept up and maintained in an adequate level. Again, I can just say that this is honestly my first time being here, and this site is just fantastic. And it's a beautiful county, and it's a beautiful area of the state. So I'm going to turn it back over to Noel. Thank you for letting me talk.
Thanks, Bruce. Matt from Hayden, do y'all want to say anything? All right. Once again, I wanted to thank the elected officials. Obviously, without you, this would not be possible. So, again, I really appreciate your help. At this point, we'll cut the ribbon, and Representative and Judge, if y'all would do the honors.
Well, I just want to be sure everybody knows how much work you put into making this happen. Commissioners will all thank you for all that, because this is going to be a great addition to what we're doing here. It really is, and we appreciate your hard work. I know you, like you say, you came in a little in the middle of it, I guess, but you made it happen, and we appreciate it. We really do.